asset. So just before we proceed, we'll need you to go ahead and share the link to this TDA section with your friends and colleagues so that they don't miss out on this analysis. Post it on your WhatsApp, on your timeline, on your groups, and send it to even specific people you know who shouldn't miss out of this. Share the link in the next 1 minute. We will be back. All right, guys, please do well to share the link. There's a link in the comment section in the chat box. Drop in right now. Just go and share it with your friend. We're giving you a minute, less than a minute, Seth, right? Go share that link now. It's already in the chat box. It's already in the chat box. Kindly go and share the link right about now. Okay, it will be dropped less than 3 seconds. Kindly share the link in the chat box. Right, you have less than 30 seconds to do that, please. Do share the link with your friend, with your family, with somebody you know that needs this TDA section. Yes, that's been dropped. Kindly share to as many as possible. Right, guys? Kindly share the link with your friends. So, all right, guys, thank you and thank you so much. Welcome back. So we'll be going into our analysis for today. Quickly, a minute. A minute, please. Okay. Okay. Yeah, right about now, I'm going to go to this chat straight away. Okay, we're back. We're back. We are back. So, like you all know, this morning I will be going through one of the trades I took. That was yesterday, and then also just briefly look at the possible trades I'm looking at in the market for this week, right? Of course, I'll just be dropping 1 year, and then remaining is left for our TDA Plus group, right? So right about now, we're going into GBP card. GBP card. We're going into GBP card right away. Let me see that. Okay, I have it. We'll be going into GBP card right away. And then what do we see on the what do we see on the daily time frame before down? Not so much, but something is clear here, right? GBP card has been on a bullish run, right? Overall, it has been bullish, right? It started creating multiple lower lows before now, creating multiple lower lows, and then broke to the downside, and we started seeing it forming higher highs and higher lows to the upside. We had a deep retracement here, but then overall, we saw GBP card started printing multiple higher highs and higher lows, right? That was on the daily time frame. When we come to the 4 hours time frame, right, we saw that also begin to happen. Higher high, higher lows created to the upside, but something funny happened, right? We saw it broke this structure to the downside, broke this structure, this point to the downside, and then what happened? It does not invalidate our long-term trend, which is the what? Bullish bias, right? Our buying opportunity does not invalidate that. But what did we see here? So that price broke to this place, broke this structure point to the downside, and then failed to break this. But instead, what happened? It continued and broke even the lower high that was created, right? Let me mark all of these things so it won't be like I'm just confusing some people here. Right? We saw price broke above this, which signifies that our buy trend is about to begin, just about to begin, right? And then what happened on 2 hours? That's we saw this trade on Thursday thereabout, but price didn't tag us in. For those in the TDA Plus group, I believe you can confirm with me on this trade that it was called with us and all of us made money from it, right? So what did we see? And like the usual, my own personal trading style, I have to see a sweep first. There has to be a sweep, a clear sweep, which was obvious, a clear sweep. And then before we see that break of structure, price created a higher low that we expect to be taken out, which serve as our structural liquidity, right? If these terms are confusing, a bit confusing, you can just be patient with yourself. You're going to understand it very soon. Or if you enroll for our courses, right? So what did we see? We expect price to come and take these guys out, which it did. I told the guys on Friday that this is going to be like a swing trade kind of, because we have to leave it over the weekend. So we saw this happen, and then price tagged us in. And what did we see yesterday? Yesterday, it's fulfilled our objective. 1:4. 1:4. It's fulfilled our objective right before our eyes. Those in the TDA Live, TDA Plus group, you can do well to confirm if we are lying or we are saying the truth. You can do well to confirm on the group chat, on this comment section, in the chat box, I mean to say. So that was what we caught on GBP card yesterday. Yesterday, since the trade triggered on Friday into Monday, Tuesday, and Tuesday, our trade objective was fulfilled, right? So what am I looking at today? I'm looking at two pairs, but let me also quickly run down to Euro NZD. I'm looking at that. For those in our TDA Plus community, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, right? So I'm looking at that. And then what am I looking at for this? Overall, price is in a bearish direction, right? We've seen price printing multiple lower lows and lower highs to the downside. But one thing we should observe for sure is for every multiple lower low that was created, price bounces, it retraces, we see a push and then a retracement, right? So regardless of the direction, sometimes you can do well to catch the reversal, right? This kind of trade is kind of a reversal trade on Euro NZD this morning. So what am I saying also is the same thing I always say. We have to see the sweep first, which was clear and obvious, and then this serves as the structural liquidity, which you expect price to take out, which it has taken out, and then we're expecting this our protected low to be there, right? So we expect price to print at least a 1:3 from this level, or a 1:2. Safe to say 1:2 from this level before we begin to see that push to the downside, if it's going to continue that push to the downside, right? So somewhere around here, 1:2, 1:3 for ultimate exit, right? Because we want to be safe, a safe exit to be 1:2, because price has been overall been a bearish direction to the downside. So we are currently looking at this generally in the group, in the TDS Plus group, and then we are looking forward to see how price reacts from that end. Safe to say that overall direction on the Euro NZD is kind of in a long term beginning to form a bullish direction, but immediate trend is a bearish one, right? It's a bearish one. So what are we trying to do? We're only trying to take advantage of the short move in price. This is a short-term trade, like the US 30 own that we caught 2 weeks ago, right? So we are looking forward to just take opportunity from this market, the short-term trade, and just in and out, 1:2, and then we are out of the market. For Paraventure, it wants to go all the way up. Of course, can still hold for that. But then immediate objective is a 1:2, and then we are out of the market. So those are the pairs I'm looking out for today. Currently in this trade, sitting on this trade already, right? Price has activated the order, and then we are all tagged in. And as said, as we promised, we also send this trade to the group, right? The trade was called live in the TDA Plus group. So I will urge us, if you've not yet open an account with Okta, please do that. You want to trade live with us, you want to trade with Abby, with Cynthia, with Leko, CJ, and of course, Demola. All you have to do is open an account with Okta using our link, and then fund a minimum of 500, 300, 1,000, 2,000, 100, anyone, right? And then send a screenshot to our Telegram, and somebody is definitely going to respond to you in less than 3 minutes, and you'll be added to the group. So guys, this is what I'm looking at in the market for this morning. This is the pair I'm watching carefully, looking at how price we react to this level, and very optimistic about this trade, that okay, we might achieve a 1:1, 1:2, and then ultimately 1:3 from this trade before we move this morning. All right, guys, thank you. I'll be calling on my colleague to take over and then analyze the other pairs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is the second session of the top-down analysis brought to you by Value Flow Trading and powered by your favorite broker, our favorite broker, Okta, formerly known as Okta FX. Quickly, before we wrap up the TDA for today, we're going to be looking at the Dixie so that we can have a clear direction, especially for those who trade the Dixie. You want to have a clear direction on where it's currently going to. Okay. Now, just to make a few pointers before we proceed. Based on our last analysis on the Dixie, you can see right here that we said we want to see the Dixie. That was yesterday. We said we want to see the Dixie break out of this range, right? Not break out of the range. I mean, break out of this structure, right? Grab this liquidity to the downside and trade into this gap here, this fair value gap. and it's also, I think, a weekly order block. Yeah, yes, that's it. So we said we wanted to see the Dixie break out of this low, right? Break out of all these lows right here. Grab liquidity in that same area and then trade into this weekly order block. And the Dixie has done just that. Sorry, daily order block, not weekly order block. I beg your pardon. So it has done just that as at yesterday into today. Now we are expecting that it's going to continue going all the way up. We expect the Dixie to continue going all the way up, seeing that it has grabbed external liquidity, traded into an internal liquidity. What's next for the Dixie? To trade all the way up. Okay? So that is that on the Dixie on 4 hours. Clearly, since our analysis on Monday, you can see how that the other days are just flowing smoothly in accordance with what we earlier analyzed for the Dixie. All right, so looking at this now, I would want to see the Dixie break structure to the upside right here. Once it breaks that structure to the upside, once the Dixie breaks this structure to the upside, we'll be willing to continue going above. So this is the next thing that we're waiting for. Already, if you are a bit aggressive, you can start going long on the Dixie. But if you are conservative, you can wait for this break of structure right here. Once price has broken this structure, we should expect to see price trading above. So this is what I'm expecting on the Dixie, for price to continue trading all the way up, all the way up. I'm very, very bullish on Dixie based on what I'm seeing in the market already. Then over to Euro USD. Let's check Euro USD out. All right, so for Euro USD, I'm still bearish on Euro USD, seeing that price has fulfilled one of the objectives that we set sometime last week. No, this week rather, this week. Now you can see this fair value gap and fair value gap. We would like to refer to it as IUFED. We said that price is going to trade into somewhere around here and start dropping. You can see it's the price has traded right there and looks like it's dropping. We may see a fall of Euro USD all the way from this level. From this level, we may see it going all the way down from where it is. So currently we are short Euro USD, and we're anticipating that Euro USD is going to trade all the way down here. First point that we would want to see it trade to is somewhere around 1.07619. And then the second point will be to grab all the liquidity residing around 1.07241. So these are the two levels that I'm looking out for Euro USD short. We're already in the short, and this is what we use to enter. So if you're still, if you're not in, you can wait for additional confluence using 1 hour time frame. You can wait for a clear break of structure somewhere around here and around here to confirm your entries for Euro USD. Okay, so if you're not already in, I will advise you wait and allow Euro USD to break here and possibly break here, then give you a decent retracement so you can jump into the trade. So based on this London session, 21st of February 2022, Euro USD looks like it's bearish to us here on the floor. Okay, so you can use any of your entry signature once it shows up, but as of now, we would want to wait for break of structure, retest, and then we'll go short on Euro USD. All right, then lastly, GBP USD before we call it a day. Now, GBP USD, I've always had a bearish bias on GBP USD, not until what happened on Tuesday, where we saw that Tuesday. Yeah, that was Tuesday, yesterday, where we saw this rally to the upside. Remember yesterday during the TDA, we said we were anticipating, I just remembered now, we said we were anticipating a Euro USD buy yesterday. I just thought to recall that. So we said we were anticipating the Euro USD buy. This was yesterday's TDA. And we said we wanted it to buy all the way to this place, and it did just that. So for GBP USD, we weren't having any bias, any clear buy bias on GBP USD, say for a sell. Now GBP USD has traded into some good point of interest. And personally, I'm looking for a short of GBP USD as at this morning. So I'm waiting for price to give me some decent entries. So I will be going short on GBP USD. As of now, it's not looking very clear. Once I see everything set, I will definitely give a call. Those who are going to be able to take advantage of it are those on the TDA plus group. For now, we can only tell you that we are bearish on GBP USD and Euro USD. Okay. So these are the things that we are looking out for, and we hope that you'll be able to take advantage of them once they start playing out. At this point, we would want to attend to any questions that you have. If you have any question, you can start in the comment section or in the chat box. Morning, sir.
Good morning, CJ. Good morning, Demola. Demola, great job. Great job. Very great job. One of the things that I would like you guys to pay attention to is how everybody mentions their setups systematically. If you want to know that you are making progress, see my journal. This morning. This is my trade journal. This is my trade journal from this TDA. This is what I got from today's TDA based on what Demola said. This is my trade journal. Look at the other things I wrote today, this morning. If you want to know that you are making progress, right? You should be able to say step by step what you got. So for example, if you do an analysis and you see somebody's analysis plays out, or you see something that is added, Demola said something that was a bit interesting for me, which was his own inducement. So you should be able to see step by step what the person is doing and how you want to benefit from it. So by now, all of you should have number one, I should see sweep. After number one, sweep, I want to make sure that we're making progress. The first thing we need to see is, well, number one is a shoulder. But what lets you know something is a shoulder is when there's a sweep after the shoulder. So based on box schematic, number one, what's the first thing you look out for? What's the second thing you look out for? What's the third thing you look out for? What's the fourth thing you look out for? I want everybody to type it. When I open my chart, I'm not talking of top-down analysis now. I'm talking of the schematic, the entry schematic. Step one, this is what I want to see. Step two, this is what I want to see. Step three, this is what I want to see. Just write number one, this, number two, this. And for everything you write, I hope you have a diagram, a schematic that shows it. What I suggest is before you enter, press enter, type it out. One, shoulder, two, sweep, three. Then just click enter so everything comes, because some people may interrupt what you say. So type everything out first. Then go and look in the charts for a markup, like all of Demola's markups. Demola, please, you can post your markup. CJ, all the markups you do. I will ask you guys to take a screenshot. If you are using your phone, take a screenshot. If you're using your laptop, use Sniper tool and take a screenshot of that schematic. Then label it. Then go back to your chart and be looking for that same schematic. This is how you make progress. Progress is not by the peeps. You can make money and don't know what you are doing. Progress is by the understanding, the mastery that you get. Okay? Someone asked a question about GU and why GU rallied despite there was no news and there was no fundamentals. Remember, I said that there are a lot of imbalances from last week's CPI move. There are a lot of fair value gaps. Wherever you see fair value gaps, you will see sharp moves, sharp moves, sharp moves. That's how this thing works. So sometimes it's not fundamentals alone that triggers the market. Sometimes it is liquidity. They want to fill gaps. They want to fill gaps. Okay, Moyosori says GU moved up after Canadian CPI. So another thing you may want to do is when you see a clear move, go to Forex Factory. So if, for example, let's see GU. Where is the move he's talking about? GU 1 hour yesterday. Okay, that move, that's it there, but that sharp move to the upside. Okay. Well, I think it's a bit clear why there was a sharp move to the upside. Do you see the shoulder? Do you see the break of structure? Based on what somebody said, once you see shoulder, you see sweep. Do you see the shoulder? Do you see the sweep? After the sweep, it says you see break of shoulder structure. And then what happens after break of shoulder structure is a retracement back to the level. Someone says the first shoulder, the clear sweep, the break of structure, the fair value gap, the order block, and then the second shoulder. So do you see what happened? CJ, please mark the shoulder for us. Yes, that's shoulder. What happened next? Sweep. What happened after the sweep? Based on what you said, break of the structure. Someone says break of shoulder structure, other persons call it break of liquidity sweep origin, and it formed fair value gap. So there's one that wrote 6 points. After the clear sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. That's the fair value gap there. And then this person now said order block. Where is the order block? The order block is the move before the momentum break of structure. Then he now calls that retest second structure or second shoulder. Kelly, oh sorry, Sama, what you mean by second shoulder is the mitigation, the return to the order block. Now let's do 61.8 of that entire move to the downside, the impulse. So it went to 78.60. So as the question be answered, so whatever triggers price is, it sometimes it can be fundamentals, but anytime it's fundamentals, it's still a search for liquidity. It's still a search for liquidity. It's still a search for liquidity. Okay? All right. So, but Moyo already says it's Canadian. So this is what I will do. I'll go to Forex Factory. Forex Factory. I'll take note of the time, then I'll go to Forex Factory. Now, because it happened yesterday, the other things I cannot check. forexfactory.com. Enter. Then I'll go to forexlive.com, another website. forexlive.com. Then I'll go to newsnow.co.uk. CJ, don't go there because it has passed. The headlines are way, way beyond, so there's no point. Forex Live. Okay, so yesterday, I see it there now. February 20th. Look at it there now. Monetary policy report hearings. So there was a monetary policy report hearing, but it's a yellow news, but it's monetary policy. But then there's Canadian dollar. So yeah, he says it's Canadian dollar. That's interesting. But we also see that there was a fake value gap and imbalance of liquidity. So he just used that as an example. Then go to Forex Live. Now, the reason why I prefer Forex Live in addition is Forex Factory tells me the time the news came out, but Forex Live tells me what that news is about. So we'll just keep scrolling to yesterday. Keep scrolling up till I see something in the headline that mentions the pound. So just keep scrolling up. Is it 1502? No, we want to see 2002. Scroll up. 2002. That's yesterday. Australian data. Let's just be strolling. So these are we just keep to see if there's anything GBP USD. You can still scroll down because it's showing us 2108. That's in the evening of Tuesday. We want to see afternoon of Tuesday. No, sorry, I'll look at what you are saying. We'll look at it together. So keep scrolling because it's showing us 2032. That's in the night. What we saw there didn't happen in the night. It happened a lot earlier. It happened a lot earlier. So are we seeing any news? So there's not much there. Scroll up, scroll up. So it was purely it's looking like it was purely a liquidity move. It's a grab of liquidity. It's an imbalance. It was trying to close up. It wasn't GBP because I'm not seeing any GBP headline. Okay, see BOE. BOE at 1210. So you now open that one. So do you see how I try to know what the news is? So we'll open that now. So Bailey spoke. Andrew Bailey, the Bank of England governor, spoke and said, I cannot say when or how much rates will. So that if I want to know why, this is how I get the answer. Now I showed you this. I could have quietly just gone and checked it and then come back and tell you and look like a guruba, but I'm showing you how I came to get the information. I could have just checked it quietly and then come and say, you see, actually, Andrew Bailey just said that, he's not too sure what the rates will do and all of that. And you'll be like, oh, wow, wow. This is where I got it from, and other sites. And then I add my own commentary. All right? Okay. These things are important so that when you meet an investor and he says, oh, so and so happened, you quickly check the news. You can't come and meet an investor and say there was a fair value gap. There was an inducement. Okay, give me 13 million naira to manage, 30 million to manage. You say because of inducement, he will not answer you. But if you show him and say, Andrew Bailey, the Bank of England is unsure about interest rate cuts or hikes, they are waiting for data that, okay, as we enter maybe Q2, more data will come up, and then we will know what the Bank of England's interest rate profile looks like. The guy will look at you and say, Now it's up to you to make sure that beyond talk, you can trade. But I'm saying you have to speak professionally, all right? So let's look at what Moyosori said, 1.27. The same price to get to 1.27. Back to your question, 1.27. So let's see it on the 4-hour. Okay, so now based on this, right? Based on this, let's look at this. What do we see? We are looking for the exact same thing. That whole area is what you are asking, right? Where is the previous shoulder? Previous shoulder. Let's mark it. Do you see that everything we try to tell you at VFT is schematic, is systematic, step by step, to see whether you're making progress or not? So that's the shoulder. Thank you. Let's mark the close, the twin tower of that shoulder. The twin tower of that shoulder, please. Fantastic. The reason why we're marking twin tower CJ is because it's a higher time frame. Okay. Yes, then what's the next thing after shoulder? We look out for sweep. Was there a sweep of that shoulder? Yes. After the sweep, what's the next thing we look out for? The break of the structure. That whole structure, was there a break? Yes. FU candle to the downside. Thank you. After that, was there a fair value gap? And where is the other block, the origin of the momentum breakout? That's the other block there. Where is the fair value gap? That's the fair value gap there. It's very big. All right. So that's the fair value gap there. Is there an inducement that was created? Is there an inducement that was created? Yes, there is. That's the inducement there. Right there, exactly. There's an inducement there. So answer your question by yourself, sir. Answer your question by yourself. So if price is now going to move, we have seen all the likely places price can get to, right? There's an IOFED there, very clear IOFED. Now, same thing if we're going to the upside, right? If we're going to the upside, price can hit 1.2719, tap above that, and then come back to 1.2525. So I've answered you. Over to the guys on the floor. Please note we still have our bots. Also note we still do our prop passing. Also note we still do management of prop accounts, but that one is on a slot by slot basis. We are full for this month. Those who did the previous ones, they've gotten their funds, they've done their profit share. Okwemiko, you are not happy. What's going on? You are not smiling. What's the challenge? Ask your question. We can't interpret your body language until you ask an actual question. Anybody else? Okay. All right then. Thank you very much. So those of you that trade long term, you have seen it too. Please, what's an inducement? An inducement is a shoulder. It's a shoulder. It's a shoulder. An inducement is a shoulder that they will still sweep. So when we say first shoulder, sweep, BMS, then they'll now do a second shoulder, sweep, BMS. So that's it. CJ, over to you. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, as always, for coming through.
And guys, thank the team. Thank the team. It's not just about me. Thank Demola. Thank CJ. Thank Abigail. Thank Cynthia. Thank Lekon. And of course, the Oga Patapata of them all, the man that makes it all happen. Thank Sir Mike Audu, who never shows up. But if he doesn't, his face may never show, but his hand is obviously there. So thank every one of them, follow them, and we'll take it from there. All right, then.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of today's TDA. Now, as we've also mentioned during the TDA, if you would like to get access to our specific entry and exit points that we've mentioned based off our analysis, so you want to trade with us and enter at the same place where we're entering, exit at the same place where we're exiting, and obviously withdraw at the same place where we're withdrawing, we have a premium community where we are growing with other active traders. So to be a part of this community, all you need to do is to do 3 things. You're not bringing 2 people. You're doing only 3 things. Now, what's the things that you're doing? First is to click on the link that's going to be showing in your chat box right about now. The link is going to be sent with a 3-step guide. First step is to click on that link and open an account with our favorite broker, your favorite broker, Opta. Once you open an account, fund your account with about $500, $1,000, $700, up to $20,000. When you've done that, you send us a screenshot that is a proof of your funding. And where are you going to send that screenshot to? The link is also there in the description, where you can private chat us on Telegram, sharing the proof that you have funded your account. Once you've done that, you're going to be added to an exclusive group, a premium group, where you trade alongside us and you withdraw at the same time where we are withdrawing, okay? So that being said, we also have a few offers on the table. Our ATM cash flow cost, which is going for 100,000 naira, is the best cost that is going to give you a soft landing to Forex trading. If you have anyone who wants to start Forex trading, but it needs a step-by-step guide, it needs to be held by the hand, ATM cash flow is for you or for that person. So you can enroll or invite your family, your friends, your husbands, your wife, and your okay. So that's by the way. If you have anybody that's always disturbing you for urgent 2K,
bring them to ATM cash flow and watch what we're going to do. They'll stop disturbing for Gen 2K. That's by the way. Now we also have the ATM Plus, which is kind of the subsidized ATM cash flow. It's going for 30,000 naira. So do well to enroll. We have the FX Bootcamp, which is a currency-based trading course, and it's going to give you, it's going to open your eyes more on the techniques we're using on the TDA to analyze the market and also trade it. We have the Sunshine Scalping Plus, which goes for 50,000 naira. And finally, the value flow models, which gives us clear sentiment on what to trade, when to trade it, and how to trade it. So if you have any questions based on any of these courses, WhatsApp send a DM to our WhatsApp number using this line 081 60 99 50 30. 081 60 99 50 30. So do well to make sure you are signed up with any of these offers, because most times our offers are limited. Once we have a certain number, we'll close up all offers. So don't waste time, don't take time, don't waste time, don't allow time to pass you by. Okay, so that will be all for today. Just know, okay, so just so you know, we also opened the offer for our bot copier yesterday. We launched it yesterday for the very first time. And we said, we promised you guys on the TDA that you're going to be the first to know. So we launched it yesterday evening. We've tested it for a period of time, and it's now running. So if you want to sign up with our bot copier, also use the link in the chat box and send us a message so that we'll get you added up as soon as possible. Okay, so use the link in the chat box to sign up for our bot copier. Minimum amount is $700 to $1,000. That's the minimum amount, because it's based on recommendation. Remember, we always don't bring out any product that we've not tested. So we've tested it and we'll find out the best amount to be able to become profitable using our copier. So $700 to $1,000 is the price. So if you have that, make sure you are signed up. Once we have a certain amount of people, we are going to close the offer. So the offer is very limited. Make sure you sign up as soon as possible. If possible, now as we are talking, make sure you get signed up. Okay? Now that is going to be all. So someone is asking if you can get the record of today's TDA session. Now, just so you know, the TDA was meant for our FX Bootcamp students, but our broker came and told us that they can sponsor it to become open to every one of you. So that's why we are doing the live session open. But only our FX Bootcamp students are going to get a breakdown of the recorded session for today's TDA. So we apologize that our hands are tied and we may not be able to do anything to salvage that situation. Okay? And the last comment we'll be taking is from Fikayo Afolabi. He says, "Oh, Paul, no be person where God they help. Depending on how God is helping you and depending on the hand that you're using to receive the help." Okay? So if you are, let me not say what's on my mind. I'll say it tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys, for being a part of this TDA. We really appreciate your consistency and your attendance so far. It's really motivating us to show up every day and serve you better. All right. Once again, if you have any inquiry, reach out to our WhatsApp number and we'll make sure that we attend to it. So this offer of this TDA is made possible by your preferred broker, Okta. So make sure you sign today so that you can withdraw on Friday. Cheers and God bless, guys. See you tomorrow. See you later in the afternoon. 3 p.m. is the time for New York TDA session. God bless you.